Hello everyone, I am Dr. Bindu Malviya, Professor, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Muradabad. I welcome you all to this lecture on entrepreneurship development. So students, today we are going to discuss on the topic innovation and creativity and what is the impact of innovation and creativity on entrepreneurship development. So today's topic covers creativity and innovation, different creativity methods, thinking barriers related to the creativity, innovation. Then we will see the brainstorming and other creativity meetings. And specifically, we will discuss the creative process option generations, information sources for CP, evaluation of the options which are available, and finally, the implementation of CP options. So, according to Bill Ford's, if we want to succeed as a company and as an industry, we must drive innovation into everything we do, into technology, into safety, into design, into real world solutions for environmental issues like impact of energy usage on our world. So this was given in the speech in the National Press Club, Washington, D.C. On November 22nd, 2005. So innovation is going to be the compass by which the company sets its direction. This was the statement given by Bill Ford, and it is mentioned on the remarks Innovation Dearborn, Michigan, September 21, 2005. So, what is innovation? Innovation is believed to be the combination of creativity and commercialization for the many problems, or for the solving of the solving of the problems which are existing in the society related to the products, services, process, etc. So innovation can be divided into basically five parts. That is product innovation, process innovation, marketing innovation, organizational innovation, and business model innovation. Let us see one by one what are these types of innovations. So, first is the product innovation. Product innovation is an innovation which involves the introduction of a new good or service that is substantially improved. This might include improvements in the functional characteristics, technical abilities, ease of use, or any other dimension. Next, second type of innovation is the process innovation. Process innovation involves the implementation of a new or significantly improved production or delivery methods, such as for example, if there is a process for manufacturing of a particular drug in which there are 7 steps are involved. So, with the help of process innovation, the 7 steps may be replaced with only 3 steps. So, this is a process innovation where you are saving your time, where you are saving your resources, your energy, and thereby improving the quality of the product or the efficiency of the product. The next is the marketing innovation. So, what is marketing innovation? Marketing innovation is the development of new marketing methods with improvement in the product design or packaging or product promotion or pricing. So, it includes all the activities directed towards the uh, main focus on the product, its design, its packaging, various tools related to product promotion. So, the next type of innovation is the organizational innovation. So, what is organizational innovation? Students, this is also referred as the social innovation. So, organizational innovation involves the creation of new organizations, new business practices, ways of running organizations or a new organization behavior, may be related to the change in the system or change in the organization structure, or maybe change in the organization strategy. So all these constitute of organizational innovation. So next is the business model innovation. What is business model innovation? So this particular innovation involves changing the way of business in which it is done, in terms of capturing value, uh, that is very much demonstrated by Compaq versus Dale Case. So by making modifications, by making changes in the existing business model, uh, uh, the business model innovation can be introduced for enhancing the efficiency, for improving the business, for increasing the profits, etc. Now, coming to the creativity. So, what do you understand by creativity? Creativity is nothing but it is the ability to bring something new into the business and something into the being what is in existence, and maybe doing something which did not exist before. So, creativity comprises the development of entirely new systems, the combination of already known information, as well as the transfer of known relations to completely a new situation. So, it involves upgradation, some modifications, some updations into the existing system for better change in the existing practices or into the existing things. So creativity action has to be intentional and must have a purpose. So without any purpose, without any aim or goal, there can't be any creative action. So what is the basic requirement is there has to be an intention, a willingness, okay, a desire to do something different, to do something new for the betterment of the society. So what is required? What are the basic ingredients of creativity? So it is as per the social psychologist Teresa Amabile, there are three skills which are required for the creativity. So first is the domain skill. Domain skills are developed as one becomes an expert in the field. To be a creative mechanical engineer, one must first master the fundamentals of the discipline, and later on, some more additional skills may be given through training or any other means. Another is the creative thinking skills. So, creative thinking skills include seeking novelty and diversity, being independent, being persistent, and having high standards. It includes thinking out of the box. It includes doing the existing things in a different way, in a novel way. So, that skill is also one of the important element which is required for the creativity. The next is the intrinsic motivation. What is intrinsic motivation? Intrinsic motivation means that motivation which has the reason for doing things comes from within, from passion and pleasure, not as a result of external demands, pressures, or rewards. So each one of us are doing several activities, we are doing several things, but whatever we are doing may not be due to the intrinsic motivation. It may not be a drive from within. So it may be because of some pressure, because of some priorities, because of some external factors. But in creativity, there has to be your internal drive or your interest which must come from inside, from within. So the characteristics of a creative person. So creative person may pays attention to their world. They see things differently, challenge assumptions, ready to take risk, and not afraid to fail, and to strive to generate multiple solutions to the problem. They are passionate about creativity and seek opportunities to innovate. So these are the main features or main characteristics of a creative person. So this is also an important uh, element which has to be there in the uh, uh, person who aspires to set up his own entrepreneurship venture. What is required to enhance your creativity? So there are certain uh, points, certain guidelines which need to be followed, which need to be, you can say rather, which need to be incorporated for enhancing your creativity. So, first important thing is open your mind. One's mind must be open. It should be like a parachute. So parachute works only when it is open. So similarly, the case is with the mind. So your mind must be open. Have a new experience every day, no matter how small. New experiences stimulate the brain and help you to make new and original connections, critical or it may be boosting through breakthroughs. So this is one of the important aspect for the creativity enhancement. Second thing is diversify. Don't always use your one track mind. Think differently, think in a different way, consider the different perspectives for a single problem. So involve others also in your problem solving efforts. Those, especially those who bring a different perspective or cultural experiences than yours. So this will really help you in improving your creative skills. Then third thing is mental floss. One has to be very peaceful. You cannot be creative with a disturbed mind. So one has to be relaxed. So work upon your stress, exhaustion, boredom, and even pain that can block your pathways to creativity. So one has to be very focused, very concentrated in the process of creativity. The next is the stop looking for the right answers. Be foolish, be stupid, doesn't matter. Look for many right problems. So no answer is a correct answer or the accurate answer for a given problem. So always try to gather more and more answers, more substitutes for a given problem. And the next is discover your creative rhythm. Start paying attention to when you get your best ideas. So one must use the time when one is not occupied, and then that is the best time when you can pay attention to find out the best idea for a solution. And next is the health makes wealth. Of course, a good health, a sound health is also must for being creative. So one has to be very attentive regarding the health. So regular exercise, pranayam, yoga, and many more things, meditation. So all these things will keep you in All these things will help you in your sound health, and it will benefit your mind, your body, which will boost brain performance as well. So students, this is the brain, or you can say this is the framework for innovation. So this is very good, and this will give you a better understanding, a broad vision regarding the steps which are regarding the elements which are involved in the process of innovation. So first thing is, you have to prioritize your activities. There are so many activities throughout the day, through in a particular week, in a particular month. So you have to understand what is more important, what you have to do, what is urgent work. So you have to identify out of the various activities what is more important, and after identifying this, just do it. First thing is, you have to do it. You cannot deny it, or you cannot delegate it to anybody. So do not afraid to fail. While doing, there is don't give any second thought that what will happen, what will not happen. So, okay, be ready to take risk, because without this particular ability, you cannot think of an entrepreneurship. Ready to take risk, move your ideas forward. Then the next thing is, seek novelty in design, right? So you have to come up with new ideas. You have to think out of the box. You have to think differently. Then only your ideas must be different. You have to diversify. You have to think what others cannot think, what others are not thinking. So stop looking for the right answer. Look for many right answers. And nobody knows out of those many answers what would be the best answer, which may be helpful for solving your problem. Friends, next one is the set goals and objectives. So there has to be goal and objective in your life. There has to be objective. You have to set your objectives, that where you are, where you want to go, because without any goal, without any destination, without any objective, there will not be any destination in your life, and you cannot reach, you cannot complete your goals in life. So for that, you have to plan your uh, uh, you have to plan your activities for there may be long-term goals, there may be short-term goals. You can plan for 5 years what you want to achieve after 5 years. There may be short-term goals, what you want to achieve after a particular month or in a particular year. So you have to set small and long-term goals, and you have to strive for achieving those goals to be successful. The next comes is the identification of problem and opportunities. Then another next important element includes the identification of problems and opportunities. That is, challenges are assumptions, challenges all as assumptions, and seek opportunities for the innovation. So you have to be very, very alert. You have to identify the problems around you, and be alert, be very smart enough to understand the challenges and to understand the opportunities, so that you can innovate or work upon a new idea to deal with that particular problem. The next comes is the opportunities. After identifying the objectives, after identifying the problems, the next is you have to focus on the opportunities. So to focus on the opportunities, you must have uh, the you must find out the opportunities with an open mind. Then the mental flaws, that means without any pressure. Then then you have to discover creativity rhythm. So and you have to focus on your health also, because all these are required for creative and innovative thinking. And the next one is find what you love to do. Don't do anything because you just have to do, or there is a pressure from outside, pressure from your parents, pressure from your institute, pressure from the society. So uh, though we are living in the society, but it is not necessary that always we must do what the society wants, what our parents want. If we think that we are doing a right thing, if we are doing something which is noble, something which is good for the society, then one must go ahead for that. So become an expert in the field you love, and always be passionate about your field. So this will help you in being creative. So all these are the main requirements, or all these are the primary requirements for being innovative. So we know that people do their most creative work when they love doing what they are doing. So there is no substitute for the intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the biggest motivation. That is the motivation that comes from within. Although such motivation doesn't guarantee creativity, dislike or lack of interest in the work physically guarantees no creativity. So despite of all these hurdles, all these externalities, all the challenges, external challenges, one must do or take some time for creativity, what one love to do. So let us understand more about the creative process, and we will understand various methods of creative process. So first thing is convergent thinking that is required. So convergent thinking is a fixed, structured, and logical way of thinking divided into systematic steps. So convergent thinking is whatever you think, there has to be some logic. And with this particular logic, applying this logic, you can go for developing something new, discovering something new. And then for that purpose, along with the convergent thinking, you also require the divergent thinking. So divergent thinking is free, it is not structured, it is not rigid. So it is disordered and imaginative way of thinking, which cannot be followed logically. So it needs some skills, it needs talent, it needs arts. So that is the combination of both is required. And productive creativity is controlled divergence. So divergent thinking is a dominating factor for a creative work. So creative thinking is a type of basically divergent thinking which is adapted to the reality, to the real life problems. So here you can see the process of uh, solving the creative problems, or solving problems through critical thinking. So first is what is required is the problem identification. So first of all, for critical thinking, one must have a problem, means you have to identify the problem. So this is the first step. If the problem is identified rightly, then the next step is problem analysis. After identification of the problem, next is you have to analyze the problem. Okay, analyze means what are the causes of that problem, how the problem can be solved. Is the problem is can the problem solved? Is there any viable solution for solving the problem? So all these things need consideration at this particular point. After the problem analysis, the next step of creativity is idea generation. So one has to generate more and more ideas. You can use the brainstorming method for idea generation, wherein a group of people sit together and they discuss upon a problem, and they give suggestions to solve that problem. And each and every solution of the problem is being noted down, is given consideration, uh, without any kind of restriction or without any kind of elimination or rejection. After idea generation, the next step comes the evaluation. So here you have to review the different ideas, and out of, suppose, for solving a problem there are 50 solutions. So all 50, you cannot use all the 50 solutions for solving a problem. So out of those 50 solutions, you have to identify the best three or best five solutions which are workable. So for that, you have to scrutinize. Okay, this particular process is known as brain stilling. So you have to evaluate out of the different solutions, what would be the viable solution, what would be the feasible solution, and the next step is implementation, that is realization. After finalizing the solution, then you can go for the implementation or execution of the solution which has been identified by following the all these process. Now we will see what are the factors for the creative efficiencies. What are the important elements which are required for creative thinking, for becoming a creative person? So the first is the individual factors. So these factors are very specific factors, which is uh, about the individual's limitations. So it includes personality, then the age factor, qualification of the person, intelligence factor, motivation. What is the drive? What is the motivation? The level of stress the person is having, and willingness to take the risk. So these are the factors which plays a great role in the creative process, or it impacts upon the creative efficiency. The second is the organizational factors. Organizational factors include the external factors which are which are not under the control of the creator, or you can say the individual. Then it may include the hierarchy or the organization structure. There are different hierarchies. There may be flat hierarchy, there may be functional hierarchy, or there may be line and staff organization. So this also poses a challenge on the creativity. The next is the level of autonomy, the level of liberty, the level of freedom. So for creativity, autonomy is one of the important factor. So if there is a lack of autonomy in the organization, then this will hamper the creativity. The next is the management style. There are different kinds of management style, as you know. There is autocratic leadership, there is democratic leadership, there is bureaucratic leadership, free reign policy. So many kinds of leadership styles are adopted in an organization in order to get the things done. So this can also be one of the important factor, and maybe you can say a barrier on the you can say the creative effectiveness. Next one is the information and communication. So this is also one of the important factor. Then next is the working environment. What kind of the work environment you have? Okay, what is the organization culture? Okay, what is the philosophy of the HR? Right. So all these are going to affect the creativity element of the individual. And the next one is the uniformity of the process or the procedures. So there has to be some rigidity. So uniformity or rigidity in the procedures may hamper, and it may lead to absence of creativity among the employees. So according to an expert, only the economic implementation of an idea can be called innovation. The innovation process comprises the generation of idea, its acceptance and realization. Creative thinking is acquired particularly through the first stage of this process. So a new idea is not inevitably the result of creative thinking, but can be based on modification or limitation, or imitation. So what is more, not every creative process is followed by implementation of an idea. So these are the basic important things which has to be kept in mind as far as innovation is concerned. Innovation includes any type of change performed on the process. It may be with respect to process, as we have discussed under the types of innovation. We have discussed so many types: process innovation, product innovation, marketing innovation. So at the beginning, it is irrelevant whether this change is new per se, or if it is introduced in the particular company for the first time. So consequently, that successful transfer of previously known solutions to new applications has to be considered as an innovation. So if anything new has been done, applying new ideas, or some innovative steps is being adopted, that becomes a part of innovation. So here are the steps which are involved in innovation process. So first is the stimulus for innovation, identification of the problem. So what is required? If there is no problem, no innovation. So basic requirement for any innovation is the problem. One must have a problem. So first of all, you have to identify the problem. Then next is, for identification of problem, you have to find ideas. You have to collect, there has to be collection of ideas, generation of ideas, with the help of the group members, with the help of the peer members, with the help of your friends. Okay, you have to collect data, and you have to generate more and more ideas. And systematic, after the combination of collection of data, generation of ideas, then next step is the systematic collection and recording of the ideas. Whatever ideas you have collected, whatever ideas you have generated, that need to be recorded in black and white. After recording the ideas which you have collected, which you have generated, the next is that you have to screen those ideas. It means eliminate those ideas which are not relevant, which are of no use. And after that, you have to identify the key ideas, the key areas related to that particular problem. The next is the evaluation. After the collection, gathering of ideas and eliminating the ideas, next you have to evaluate that which idea is best suitable idea, which idea which has to be selected for solving that particular problem out of the available 3-4 alternative ideas. The next is the decision. You have to decide. You have to decide about the idea, out of the available ideas, the best idea which can be suitable for a given problem. And then the next is the implementation. Then work upon the execution of that particular idea, or the solution which you have identified for solving a particular problem. May be related to the society, may be related to the organization, may be related to marketing or the product, or it may be related to the process or any other aspect. And then is the market introduction. After the execution of your plan, execution of your idea, after you have developed a product, then you will penetrate into the market, you will commercialize your product, you will launch your product, and then lastly you will launch your product in the market. That is known as the market introduction. So how idea generation is a very important element for creative thinking, for innovative idea. So there are various methods of idea generation. So the first method is splitting up, that is morphological analysis. You have to conduct progressive abstraction. Second method is known as the linking. So this linking is done through brainstorming, different methods such as classical, imaginative, uh, destructive or constructive, stop and go, discussion. So the brain writing method. So all these are different methods under the uh, linking method. So the third one is the analogy. Analogy is the synectics or bionics method. So out of all these, what we have discussed, the best is the linking for the entrepreneurship development. So in the process of innovation, in the process of creativity, there are so many barriers, like routines and habits. So it is simply like that. It is right. So because of our routine, because of our conditioning of our routine, we do not we are not able to become so much creative. And what is in our routine, we focus on those activities and do not give any importance for different thinking. Next is the wrong categorization. Wrong categories include generalization, wrong assumptions. Like our mind carries some perceptions. Okay, thus we are occupied with some generalization, with some wrong assumptions, right? So uh, there are various mm, perceptions. There are so many barriers. So this can also prove to be a barrier for innovative ideas or critical thinking. Then premature evolution. So evaluation must be done when it is right. It has to be done at the right time. So too early criticism typical is the typical idea killer. One must be very patient about the best idea. Do not be impatient about execution and evaluation of the best idea. Wait for more ideas to come. So don't be too much don't focus on the evaluation part, and it is always better to focus on the uh, collection of more and more ideas through brainstorming and whatever methods we have discussed. The next comes is emotional insecurity. People are having fear of exposing oneself or fear of failure. So many this kind of psychological barriers, emotional insecurity. Okay, so all these things must be ignored in order to be creative, and this particular factor also creates a thinking barrier. The next comes is the pressure of conformity. So there is always a pressure of conformity. One has to follow the norms. One has to achieve the meet the standards. So all these factors, all these things lead to the rigidity in the system. Leads to achieving uniformity in the desired activities. So all these kills the creativity. So if these factors are present in any organization, so people will not be so creative. Then there are cultural barriers also. Culture of logical and conclusive thinking, not intuition, no intuition. So because of the cultural environment, because of the cultural and social factors, people lack the creativity. Then the working environment, the environment which you are working, the workload, uh, the culture in the organization, the hierarchy, the system, the communication channel, uh, then vision and mission of the uh, owners, vision and mission of the uh, uh, particular organization. So all these may be a barrier to the creative thinking. And the next is the intellectual barrier. Some people have lack of logical thinking. They lack in the uh, uh, intellect, rather you can say, uh, they are not so creative. So this may be related to the personality of the person. So all these may create hurdle in the process of creativity or in the process of innovation. Now, let us see in detail brainstorming. So there are four principles of brainstorming. As I said, what is brainstorming? Brainstorming is collecting more and more ideas without any kind of interference, without any kind of criticism. So four principles must be followed for the good results through this particular process. That is, any kind of criticism is strictly forbidden. These are the rules which has to be followed. So no criticism is allowed. There are no limits to imagination. So you can be as much as imaginative as you want. Be silly, be stupid. Okay, nobody is going to nobody is going to comment, or nobody is going to say anything when you are giving the ideas. The next is the quantity comes before the quality. Here the quantity matters more, so one has to focus on more and more ideas. That is at the that is given more importance, and uh, we are not focused about the quality, or you can say we are not focused about the best idea or the good idea. So it has to be just an idea. With each and every idea must be given equal importance at this particular stage. Then next is the take up the idea of others and develop them. So here you have to be very focused on generating or collecting more and more ideas from your peer groups, from your friends, from your family members, from the society, from the people working with you in your organization. So one has to be very focused in collecting and generating more and more ideas and developing those ideas. So how to do this? First is you have to form a group of 3 to 5 persons. Then describe your problem in the company. Use the W questions. Okay, so after identifying 4 or 5 people, you have to conduct a meeting. You have to assemble on one particular day, on particular time, and you have to describe the problem before in front of the group members with the help of W questions. W questions means what is the problem, why there is a problem. Okay, then who will solve the problem, how can you solve the problem. All these things are being discussed, and it is being noted. Then use brainstorming techniques and consider the tips for moderation and visualization, etc. So with the help of brainstorming technique, then you start with the help of brainstorming, that is motivate people, encourage people to come up with more and more ideas, and after that you have to moderate those ideas and visualize the idea, so that you can find out the most viable and most feasible solution of that particular problem. The next is the evaluate the ideas using the worksheet of 5 to 1. Whatever ideas you have noted down, then you have to evaluate. Out of the given ideas, you have to find out some of the, you have to select, you have to scrutinize, you have to screen some of the best ideas out of the various ideas which are being proposed by the group members. So here are some examples. So a lighting manufacturer wants to develop a new work light, especially in view of new target group of environmentally conscious customers, that is material light sources. So this is the problem. So how will you solve the problem? That you have to think about. Another problem may be a car repair shop which wants to extend its services and is looking for new opportunities in the field of mobility. The third problem may be like this, that a big shopping center has problems with traffic congestion, especially at the weekends. Parking spaces are rare and cost a lot for the customers. The company is looking for a solution which is not too expensive. Okay, like another problem maybe, as we all are using mobile phone, the present problem is relating to the charging issues. So what can be done so that if you charge your phone on one day, and then there is no need for charging for 1 week? So every day you have to charge. You may be supposed to charge 3-4 times in a day. So this may be a problem. After the identification of problem, the next task is an interest group would be like to introduce an environmental model administration. So you will ask your group members to propose, to share some ideas related to introducing an environmental or eco-friendly model for solving this particular problem. So a company responsible for the waste disposal at an airport would like to discuss with the airlines how to separate waste in the aircrafts. Which possibilities can you think of? So in this way, the next step is being carried out. So the successful idea generation group have to fulfill all these criteria. First is 3 to 8 members from different areas. You need 3 to 8 members from different areas. They should not have the similar background. Okay, in a company, if there is a marketing problem, it does not mean that you have to uh, include only the people of marketing department. You have to invite people from different departments. It will include manufacturing department, HR department, finance department, purchase department. All the departments must be given equal importance. Second is coordinator, not necessarily the manager. Anybody can be the coordinator of that particular group, who will control the conversation, who will control the entire session. Next is the informal and pleasant atmosphere. This is very important, that the environment where the idea generation is going on, that environment must be very peaceful, that environment must be very pleasant, and there should not be any restriction relating to that. How can I speak to my boss? My boss is sitting here. So in this particular idea generation process, nobody is boss. Rather, everybody is boss. Everybody is having equal status. There is nobody is required to follow the organizational hierarchy. So this is also one of the important requirement for successful idea generation. The next is the mixed group. It has to be mixed group consisting of male and female, and nowadays there is the third gender also. So if there is any third gender, so that transgender can also be included in the idea generation process. The next is meeting should not be too long or too frequent. So there should be some time limit, some ideal time limit must be determined, and it should also be not too much frequent, uh, so that the better results can be achieved. The next is the clear tasks with clear definition of roles. So the roles and the task must be defined very clearly, what one has to do, what one is not supposed to do. All these instructions must be given at the initial stages before conducting the idea generation process. Then regarding the discussion must be always very objective, and it must not be structured. It must be open kind of discussion, and criticism should be open and objective. Nobody must stop anybody to speak. Everybody's ideas are welcome in this the idea process, idea generation process. Then then comes the creativity meetings. So creativity meetings are to be conducted, which includes these particular factors, that is rule of modernization, then rules of discussion, and techniques of visualization. These factors must be given due importance in the creativity meeting to identify the best idea out of the various ideas which are available. So this includes organization of this includes the creativity meeting planning and procedure. So the first thing is the organization of the meeting. You have to plan the meeting, how it will be organized, what preparations are need to be done, who will be the participants, regarding the infrastructure, what will be the roles and responsibilities of the participants, and how much time is being determined for the entire discussion. Then the next is the agenda of the meeting. What is the purpose of the meeting? What is expected from the meeting? How the meeting will be conducted? What is the minimum quorum of the meeting? All these things need to be given due importance. So, as we have discussed about the agenda, the next is the creativity meeting evolution and continuation process. So how the creativity will be evaluated. So for this, check the results. So for checking the results, discussion of the results has to be done. Then those discussions will be evaluated. Definition of remaining aspects will be made. Then discussion of possible new approaches, definition of next meeting. All these things need a very clear-cut instructions regarding the evaluation. After that, take the minutes. Whatever discussions has been done in the evaluation and continuation process, then that need to be noted. That is, the sum up of all possible solutions must be listed down. Everything must be noted, and it has to be pointed out the most interesting possible solutions. Then third is the new creative uh, CP options, that is the creative process options. So apply the creative process methodology consistently. So you have to follow the creative process options, what we have discussed, the steps which we have discussed in detail. So by applying this particular methodology, what you have to do, you have to ask more and more questions. You have to conduct brainstorming with staff in a meeting, then adapt options, CPA options from other sectors, that is cooling, compressed air, motivation of the employees. Each and every factor must be given importance. What are the factors? What are the people? What what are the various departments, other departments who will be involved in the creative process. And then CP option generation. Then the creative process option will be generated. You have to decide the standard options, then new creative options. After that, the evaluation has to be done out of the various options which are available, based on the technical aspects, based on the environmental aspects, and also the economic factors will also be given due weightage. The standard for CP options and information sources. So having been completed all these activities, the next step is general checklist from the manuals need to be conducted. Then sector specific manuals and studies, other information sources will be incorporated, and the information from the suppliers. So from the different groups, the checklist will be prepared. Relevant checklist will be offered for the evaluation process of the standard CP option. Now comes the information sources. From where the source, from what sources, from where the CP information can be gathered. So it includes various sources, namely manuals, sectoral information. Sectoral means information from different sectors, maybe from IT sector, agriculture sector, textile sector, pharmaceutical sector, automobile sector, so on and so forth. Next source of information includes UNIDO, UNEP, and other NCPC's sources. Then the suppliers, internet, home pages, universities, research centers, databases, then seminars and roundtable conferences, then other sources includes own experience, counterparts, Chamber of Industry and Chamber of Commerce, government, ministries, other companies, staff. So all these may be considered as a source of information with respect to the CP. Some useful internet addresses may include cleaner production. So in order to follow, or in order to adhere the environmental regulations, one can visit these sites, that is www.unep.org. Then there is unido.org CP. Then there is epa.gov. There is es.epa.gov. Then there are different websites for technical information, such as es.epa.gov /tech info. There is ecodesign.at. There is acfcp.org.au case studies. So these are the various websites from where you can collect information relating to the technical aspects. Then the companies websites. Okay, what initiative the companies have taken. So that can also give you information like volvo.com /environment, then sulzer.com/environment, nokia.com/environment. So from the case studies, from these websites, you can gather the information relating to the environmental practices, and what happened when these companies did not adhere to the environmental guidelines, environmental laws. What were the penalties? What were the various problems which they landed into? So all these information can be collected from the very important and very time saving method of collecting the information. So these are some websites from related to the CP case studies addresses, where you can get more information about the CP process. So what the 10 ways to option generation, how you can generate the best option. This includes the waste box. After collection of the information, after collection of the various ideas, you must have a waste box where you can put out the non-useful ideas. Then create a closed shop. Okay, after certain time, you have to stop doing this particular exercise. That is called as close the shop. Then try to seek answers for different questions. That is why. If I will choose this, then why? If I choose option B, why? If I choose option C, then why? So you must get the information on your why questions. The next is the learn from contradiction. Don't be worried about the consequences. Don't be worried about failure or your regarding your harm to the reputation or any other aspect. So whatever contradiction has taken place, you have to be very open to that, and you have to accept those contradiction and learn more and more out of those contradictions. It is not necessary that whatever you think, the other person also thinks in the same manner. The next is the indicators and benchmarking. Then you will identify the main factors uh, for your business venture, such as the most important factors, such as environmental factors, technological factors, marketing factors, competition factors. So all these are very important, which has to be studied in very detail. The next is the super ideal. So now you focus on the best idea. That is, what is the out of the 100 ideas, what are the best 10 ideas? That is the 10% method. So out of the entire information, 90% information is the must be go to the waste box, and only 10% are relevant for the purpose of your problem solution. Then again leave it out, keep it separate, and again reuse it elsewhere. After deciding upon 10% relevant and good ideas, you have to keep it very you have to maintain, you have to retain this particular idea, and then again start thinking upon that, and you can decide how to reuse it, and how you can use this particular idea in other areas as well. When to carry out CP options generation and evaluation. Now you have to think upon when factor, that is within full CP assessment project or first company visit, convince the company to participate in the project with NCPC. Then there is EMS initial review. Then through the inquiries to the NCPC from other companies, consultants, associations, then within a cost reduction audit, within continuous improvement. So all these ways may be helpful in CP option generation and evaluation. Then how to do the technical evaluation? Here you have to focus on the influence of the product quality, how the particular selected idea is going to influence the the productivity, how it is going to impact the material consumption, energy consumption, how it is going to influence the maintenance, safety, and the flexibility aspects need to be given due consideration. Then you have to also assess the environmental factors, that is the environmental evaluation. Here you have to be focused on the material consumption, energy consumption, emissions to the air, water, soil, shift to the environmental problem to other media, replacement of substances, health and safety. So all these environmental factors which may be harmful to the environment must be given consideration under the environmental evaluation. Then comes the economic evaluation. Here you have to think upon the financial factors, the profitability, and the cost, all these aspects need to be considered at this particular stage. That is what will be the payback period. If you have invested in a particular entrepreneurship venture or a startup, after how many years it is going to give you the returns? That is the payback period. What would be the payback period? Whether you have to determine all these things, whether it will be a period of 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. You have to do the analysis of other similar organizations which are into the similar business. Okay, what was their payback period? So accordingly, you have to decide the payback period. Then other financial profitability calculations also you need to do. Then comes the determination of all affected cost factors. What are the what are the factors which are going to affect the cost of production? That is the obvious environmental cost. How much it is going to cost the environment? What will be the impact on the environment? Then cost for the lost raw material. Then investment and depreciation cost of the equipment, personal cost, outsourced services cost, and it will also include the hidden cost. These need to be calculated at the early stage. Then after identifying the environmentally friendly project, you have to implement the particular project, and you are also required to identify the economic viability as well as the cost factors involved in the project. So two orientation may be adopted. One is the solution oriented and another is the problem oriented. Solution oriented includes quick implementation, well-known causes of the problem, and a possibility of improvement is known. So solution oriented approach may be applied, and this will help in the quick implementation of the idea. The second one is the problem oriented approach. Here this particular approach is applicable where there is a complex environmental problem or approaches. The causes of measures are not clear. A better analysis is necessary. It is necessary to set goals. So when these kinds of this situation arises, then one may go for the problem oriented approach, and this particular approach is applied to solve the problem at its root. So these are the steps to solve the problem at the root. First is determine the necessary measures, then plan the environmental projects, and finally execute or implement the plan. So under stage 1, what necessary measures are need to be determined. It includes decision for the environment protection, then define the environmental profile, how your product or process or service or your business is not risky for the environment, not harmful for the environment, how it is going to be sustainable, and how it is going to protect the environment. Then identification of the start point, then you have to decide the right time when you can commercialize or market launch your product, and then the acute environmental problem. So if there is a problem, then you have to try to take necessary steps. Then plan the environmental project. So here, this is the second step. Here we have seen that here we have seen that there is a environmental issue, environmental problem. So this may be a barrier. So you have to remove this problem, and then you have to gather deep knowledge about the environmental problem, description of the starting point, and what approach should be used to meet this particular challenge. Then identification of the causes. What are the causes which lead to this particular environmental problem? And finally, establishment of the goals and measures relating to your project plan need to be done. And lastly, after doing all these exercise, the third is the implementation of the environmental project. That is, after implementation, you will monitor the success. You will monitor how far you are being able to achieve the standards, achieve your goals, which you have identified at the initial stage before the launch of the business. So, students, this is all about the innovation, and all these things need to be kept in mind for startup of any new entrepreneurial venture, a startup of any new entrepreneurial journey. So without innovation and creativity, we cannot imagine of any successful entrepreneur. In the upcoming lectures, I will discuss, I will demonstrate, and with the help of various videos and several examples, how this particular entrepreneurial journey is being carried out for the success of the entrepreneurship development. What are the challenges which can be faced, and how these obstacles, how these challenges, what can be done to overcome these challenges. With all this, I would like to stop here. I wish you all have a nice day, and thank you very much for your patient hearing.